The 502 sanctions imposed by the United States against Venezuela asphyxiated its economy for 6 years. The 55% of the public finances were affected, among them the main pillar of the country, the oil industry. The nation had to learn to diversify its production, and it is recovering. With the story, Madeleine Garcia.
The shortages are now behind. The big supermarket chains are showing another face. The stands are full of products that more than a year ago were difficult to get. It is a recent history, and it is the illegal economic sanctions of the United States attacked the income of the country that has imported almost everything. Now the national production of the main food items is a priority, and the nation is self-sufficient.
You can see it in the markets. Before you go into a supermarket, and there would be few people, little movement. Now you see the influx of all these businesses. You go downtown and you can't even walk. I mean, the economy, the money is moving.
The private sector depended on the dollars from the oil income that it stopped receiving due to the blockade imposed on Venezuela to make its economy quick, just as Washington's spokesman said. So businessmen reinvented themselves. 100% of the imports today fall on their shoulders, leaving their dependence on oil. New establishments were born. This is vital. Consider the biggest pharmacy in Latin America. Everywhere you can see messages of overcoming, of betting on the country, on life.
The dream is for Venezuela. We as Venezuelans firmly believe that we are on the right path, and we are looking for the opportunity to show the world that in Venezuela wonderful things like this can be done.
Its extension is as large as the number of Venezuelans who come to look for medicines that disappear because of the blockade, like food. They are already on the stands. More than 40,000 Venezuelans died because of the measures violating the human rights of the United States and its allies. This image means a victory. The hardest moments are over. Vice President teleSUR Rodriguez made an X-ray of what was overcome and what was the damage caused by the economic war, that even though it continues, the country is advancing gradually. They were still very hard months, as we are still in the year 2020, but in the month of July 2021, an inflection in the democratic history of Venezuela would take place of an economy that was criminally hit by the blockade against our country. Venezuela takes advantage of this tribune to reject any form of economic aggression, any type of illegal sanction, unilateral coercive measures that attempt against the rights of our people. The country's vice president denounced behind these sanctions there is a criminal industry. The blockade represents 25% of the cost of oil, and once payment is received so that this money reaches Venezuela, up to 15% is cancelled for transactions. That impacts the economy at all levels.
Madeleine Garcia, teleSUR, Caracas, Venezuela.